Welcome back to Development Division, it's Chris, and today I'll be showing you how to replace your front lower ball joint on an 8th generation Civic.
For the removal and installation, you will need a 19mm hex socket, a 3/8 metric deep socket hex set, and specifically you will need a 18mm, a 15mm, and a 19mm socket. You'll notice pliers, assorted open-ended wrenches, 21mm, 19mm, 7/8 will be good too, a 3/8 ratchet and a 1/2 inch ratchet, a torque wrench capable of 25 foot-pounds to 100 foot-pounds, breaker bars, a pry bar, and if things get really crazy, you will need a hammer. To begin the repair, start by raising the front of the vehicle and support the frame using appropriate jack stands or approved equipment, and remove the front wheels. Today I'm using a multi-post runway lift. It has a built-in hydraulic support that works just like an ordinary set of jack stands, just a little bit fancier. For more information on how to safely use a lift, I provided links located at the top right corner of this video.
Alright, so we have the Civic up on stands and it's all safe and secure up there. I'm going to take off the wheels. I have some locking lug nuts on my Civic. Now that they've got the wheel off, we're going to get under here. This is our lower ball joint here. So to start removing the lower ball joint from the knuckle, we're going to need to take out the cotter pin that's securing the castle nut on top. So we're going to get these two flared ends and kind of bend them in.
Remove the cotter pin securing the castle nut on top of the ball joint. Using needle nose pliers, bend in the legs of the cotter pin until the pin forms a straight line. To release the cotter pin, grab onto the opposite end of the pin and pull. Sometimes these are a little bit nasty and tricky to work with. Using a set of cutters can speed up that process a little bit.
Now we're going to proceed to the bottom mounting hardware. It's the 18mm nut. There are two nuts located on the bottom here, and I'm missing this bolt, so it may have rattled out. So I'll remember to use thread locker this time. I'm starting out with the breaker bar.
Using a socket wrench to loosen tight fasteners may damage the ratcheting components inside of the wrench. Utilizing a breaker bar will increase the torque applied to the fastener by increasing the distance the force is being applied. Note that torque equals force acting on direction of rotation times the length between the pivot and the acting point. The longer the breaker bar, the easier it is to loosen tight fasteners. The length of the breaker bar being used directly affects necessary force to loosen fasteners.
Now I'm going to go ahead and remove the castle nut from the top. And now it's time to remove the lower ball joint. Now I just have a pry bar here.
Separate the tapered shaft of the ball joint from the knuckle.
Now,
a ball joint separator tool may be necessary. Rentals are usually available at a local auto parts store.
there we go.
After removing the ball joint, clean the mounting surfaces using a degreaser. Keeping dirt and debris away from the new ball joint will increase longevity of the joint. Let's take a moment to take a look at our new parts and our old parts. This is the OEM lower ball joint, and as you can see, there's play in the ball and cup joint. That's why we're replacing it today. Our new lower ball joint is aftermarket, from original grade. Let's remove the plastic boot cover and proceed to lose the new castle nut. Enough pitter-pattering about parts, let's go back to the Civic and fix this.
So I'm going to start by seating the lower part of the ball joint. I'm going to place the castle nut on top just to secure it so this doesn't fall down as I'm trying to maneuver this. We'll tighten it up later. And now I'm just going to maneuver this lower arm under the ball joint here, if I'm strong enough.
Align the ball joint with the lower control arm. seat it into place. Use the threaded studs on the lower ball joint to align the ball joint with the lower control arm.
For the hardware on the bottom of our ball joint, place the washer and a nylon locking nut on each of the posts. And then with some blue medium strength thread locker, I'm going to secure the middle bolt. Make sure you can finger tighten them first. You don't want to cross thread this. And now I'm going to tighten them down to 43 foot-pounds. So I don't have enough space to fit my torque wrench up here, so I'm just going to use my 22mm open-ended wrench, tie this down snug.
After torquing the castle nut to spec, secure the castle nut by inserting a new cotter pin. Bend the legs of the cotter pin around the castle nut to secure the assembly. Reinstall the wheel and torque the lug nuts to 80 foot-pounds. As I'm wrapping up the driver's side, I just want to say thank you for watching, subscribe for more videos like this, and use the comment section like a forum post. Let's fill it up with information. So if anybody's trying to tackle this install, this is a perfect place to figure out how to knock it out. Sit back, relax, and enjoy some sweet tunes as I knock out the passenger side.